Trixie slowly trotted out towards the podium. She saw glares looking back at her, glares of anger, maybe hatred.
Hey, it's that Trixie who made that Ursa attack us.
Yelled a voice from the crowd. That got a few others to scream a few things, and Trixie could hear the booing now. Checker chuckled and slipped back into the crowd, comfortable in her disguise.
Yes, that was Trixie.
Trixie said, starting to sweat. Her eyes darted around the crowd, seeing all of theirs on her, a feeling she would normally relish in, but now felt terrified of because she swore she saw hatred for her in every last one of them.
Trixie.
A boo came from the crowd. Trixie only saw a figure slink into the crowd when she saw the source of it.
Trixie.
Another boo, this time joined by a few others.
Trixie.
Get off the stage, you jerk!
Yelled a female voice. Trixie almost recognized it. Several others joined in. Trixie felt her heart rate increase. She saw angry eyes everywhere she looked.
Trixie just wants to say she's...
Trixie said rapidly as she could to get it out before another boo. Instead, a rotten tomato flew out of the crowd and hit her in the face, knocking her on her flanks, followed by two more hitting her in the head as well. Trixie's eyes teared up. She heard laughing in her ears. They had to be laughing at her. They had to be. What else would they be doing?
Sorry.
Muttered Trixie, tears streaming down her face, as she galloped off stage, a rotten tomato sitting both her and the stage behind her.
Trixie!
Yelled Twilight, running after, the others following suit. Chucker chuckled under her breath, putting another rotten tomato back in the basket with the telekinesis.
Checkmate.
She said, slinking back before anyone noticed where the projectiles originated.
Trixie!
Yelled Twilight, catching up with the mare.
Trixie, are you alright?
Of course Trixie's not alright. She just got pelted with vegetables and chased off stage.
Yelled Trixie, tears running down her face.
They're not going to forgive Trixie, Twilight. I was stupid to think they would.
Twilight frowned, putting a hoof on her shoulder.
Trixie.
Look, just because there are a few jerks in the crowd doesn't mean you should throw in the towel.
Said Ramodash, coming up to her.
Yeah, cheer up!
Said Pinkie Pie.
I know every single pony in Ponyville, and I can promise that about 90% of the town will at least give you a chance.
Trixie doesn't think they will.
Said Trixie, looking like she was going to break down crying.
Oh, come on, I'm sure they will.
Said Pinkie before taking a deep breath.
Is she going to...
I know that things look bad now. Yep, that's Pinkie Pie for you.
Applejack replied.
I know it's hard to turn that frown upside down. I know things aren't what you thought they'd be.
Is now really the time for a song?
Asked Trixie, looking back.
But Trixie, just listen to me.
Pinkie continued.
When things are looking bad, don't let yourself stay sad. That's like being wet and making yourself wetter. So chin up, things are going to get better.
Sang Pinkie, trying to get Trixie's attention, but the depressed mare just kept turning away from her.
Trixie fails to see how.
Trixie, no one said it happened overnight, but you won't know if you don't fight. I won't say you'll never have a bad day. And to sad time we will always sometimes stray.
Pinkie sang, pulling Trixie around her to face her.
We all have bad times and need picked up off the floor. And Trixie picking you up is what friends are for.
Pinkie sang, hugging Trixie. Trixie was surprised, but gently returned the hug.
We'll get through the bad times together. Trixie, things are going to get better.
Pinky sang, taking a step back and producing a tissue from off screen for Trixie to wipe her tears away with the rest of the group. As the rest of the group put her hooves on Trixie back to support her.
So when you think you're at the end of your rope, never ever give up hope. The sad times won't last forever, and we won't leave your side ever.
You really mean that?
Asked Trixie, looking at all her friends. She felt warm inside, having such kindness directed her way. Rarity magically cleaned Trixie up.
Certainly, darling. I think that's Dash.
Oh, of course, Trixie. We'd never think of leaving a friend behind.
Darn tootin', we ain't ever gonna leave our friend when they need us.
I'm not the element of loyalty for nothing. No way we'd leave you hanging.
We'll be there for you, if that's all right with you. So Trixie, don't give up now. Turn that frown upside down, and
Pinky looked confused and looked to Twilight.
Twilight. What's another word that rhymes with better? Letter? Oh, thanks. And we'll follow our promise through to the letter. Trixie, things are going to get better.
Pinky finished Trixie receiving a group hug. Trixie looked at her friends, unsure what to think.
Trixie, I don't know what to say except thank you all.
No need to thank us, Sugar Cube. We're just doing what friends do.
Said Applejack, patting the mare on the back.
Nice song, Pinky. Hey, I'm Pinkie Pie, and this story has songs. How can I not get one?
Pinky replied with a cheerful smile, getting confused looks from everyone.
Alright, but how will we get Trixie out of this mess?
Asked Trixie, confused and not entirely convinced she could.
She just got pelted with tomatoes and chased off stage. Let's go tell these ponies you've changed.
Said Rainbow, looking eager to do that.
No.
Said Trixie, serious in her tone.
Why not? They'll believe us.
Rainbow replied, looking confused.
Yes, they'll believe it because you said it.
Said Trixie with a sigh.
Trixie appreciates everything you've done for her, but Trixie doesn't want ponies to forgive her just because someone else tells them to. Then Trixie did nothing but let someone else do the work she rightly should do to fix her own mess.
Rainbow prepared to reply, but sighed and shut up. She knew it was partly Trixie not wanting others to help her. That's just how she was. But it was partly because Trixie was right.
That won't be easy. I know that much. But after the Smarty Pants incident, I helped out around town to make up for it.
What is the Smarty Pants incident you keep talking about anyway?
Asked Trixie, raising an eyebrow.
The last time Twilight was late getting her assignment to Celestia.
Exclaimed Pinkie Pie. Twilight blushed heavily, having been trying to avoid talking about it, but saw from Trixie's look she wouldn't rest until she knew.
I was really stressed from everything Discord put us through, and I missed a friendship letter to Celestia. I kind of went temporarily insane and used a want-it-needed spell on the entire town on accident.
Trixie shuddered.
After what Discord did to you, you're probably not the only pony he played with to have a nervous breakdown. Ugh. Want it, need it spell? Trixie is quite familiar with it.
Twilight. Oh, sorry. The blue mare stated, giving an unnerved look. Twilight blinked.
You've used it?
Celestia now. Trixie's special talent doesn't lend itself well to mind magic outside a few low-level stage hypnosis spells. She can't make anyone do anything truly against their will. It's not something they're completely opposed to doing. Trixie is fairly certain her sister brainwashed her with it as a filly several times just to get her in trouble with her father.
Trixie exclaimed, frowning at her memories.
Trixie can never prove it to her father, but her sister was always a bully to her.
Twilight gasped.
Trixie, that's awful.
The blue showmare nodded.
Yes, it was. Trixie's sister made her foalhood quite miserable. She couldn't stand for Trixie to do anything that took spotlight from her in any fashion. And no, not just off her, if she had to share it with Trixie at all.
I'm sorry. I've been bullied, but my big brother was always so nice to me.
Said Twilight, not sure what to say.
You have a brother?
Well, remember that whole changeling attack about a month ago?
Yes, Trixie came to Canterlot hoping to get a job fixing up the damage. No such luck. What about it?
Well...
Trixie!
Called 3 young voices. Twilight was somewhat relieved to hear the Keymark Crusaders, so she wouldn't have to explain her brother was captain of the Royal Guard and married to Princess Cadence. Trixie had too many bombshells today without adding another.
Girls?
Asked Trixie, looking over at the 3 fillies as the 3 fillies ran up. It was a couple of seconds later before everyone covered their noses.
Ugh, what is that smell?
The Keymark Crusaders all blushed a little, covered in trash and dirt.
Well, we kind of spent the day rummaging through the dump.
Said Sweetie Belle sheepishly.
Sweetie Belle, why would you do something like that? Do you have any idea how difficult it would be to get the stains out of your fur?
Asked Rarity, looking like it was the worst possible thing. Doing the feint that went along with it. Trixie blinked.
Where does she get the couch?
Sis, we did it so we could find something.
Said Sweetie Belle, giving a smile.
Trixie, I think these are yours.
Said Apple Bloom, Scooter pulling the wagon around to reveal a pouch of bits, a purple magician's hat, and a cape covered in stars, both tattered and dirty, and a few other odds and ends. Trixie's eyes went wide.
These are...
Your things!
Says Scootaloo, giving a smile.
What's left of them anyway?
We knew you lost everything when you lost your cart, so we found the wreck and managed to pull these things out for you. Out of it.
Said Apple Bloom, then frowned.
Sorry it ain't much. It's all we could find.
Trixie was in a daze.
Thank you.
The mayor said before heading over and picking up her cape, the blue jewel still in its proper place. She looked at her reflection, her eyes tearing up.
Trixie needed a good deed done to her today.
Applejack and Rarity put a hoof on their sister's shoulders, while Rainbow put one on Scootaloo's, all with proud smiles. Helping Hoof watched this and headed back to Checker, who was looking quite smug.
Miss Monarch?
Checker looked to him.
You may speak.
Helping Hoof opened his mouth to speak, then looked back towards the group.
Well?
Oh, it's nothing. You just wanted to say congratulations. Your plan went off flawlessly.
Yes, it did, didn't it? Oh, so this is Gabby Gums.
Said Trixie, looking through an archived version of it with a chuckle she desperately needed after the day she'd had.
My, those three really would make a make good tabloid journalists.
Twilight nodded, a little embarrassed.
Yeah, but they ended up getting a bit too mean for everybody's tastes.
Hey, Twilight. Hey, Twilight, isn't that the issue with... What? Where did they... How did they... Trixie did no such thing. The great and powerful Trixie's secrets revealed. Trixie's act only involved hamsters that one time. And the one who tired Trixie said there'd only be a few hamsters. Trixie's show failed because there were gnaw marks on everything.
Trixie?
Sorry. Yelled Twilight, putting her hooves on Trixie's shoulders.
Calm down. Yes, it's hurtful that they said those things. They said some nasty stuff about me, too. They learned their lesson already and apologized to the entire town. And got punished enough.
Trixie blushed.
Oh, Trixie's apologies. Trixie may have slightly overreacted. What happened with the hamsters?
Asked Spike, scratching his head.
Trixie doesn't want to talk about it.
Said Trixie, shuddering.
They were everywhere.
Trixie then sighed.
Twilight, speaking of being forgiven.
I've arranged with Mayor. Tomorrow you'll be doing community service all over Ponyville to earn the money to pay back the ponies who were hurt by the Ursa attack.
Said Twilight, placing a hoof on Trixie's shoulder.
You'll make it up to Ponyville. I know you will.
Trixie looked down at the jewel her grandmother had given her all those years ago. Uncertain eyes reflected back from her.
Trixie will do her best, Twilight.
Checker chuckled, turning away from the library.
Miss Monarch, are you going to do anything more tonight?
Asked Helping Hoof, looking frightened that she would, as did the Diamond Dogs.
Maybe not.
Said Checker, giving an icy smirk.
Let them build her back up just a little bit. It'll make her fall all the harder when I pull the rug out right from under her. I've got other dreams to visit tonight.